Vámonos! What's up, everybody? It's your boy Walter. Got Josh across the way. Got Tony and our guest Juan Garcia. Yeah. I love this guy, man. He's a fellow comedian. He's one of mine. I like it. We're in the same industry. Actually, funny. And I tell you all this all the time. You're my favorite comedian. Till this day, still.
Seriously, dude?
Well, like living. Because Patrice O'Neal was my favorite. But he passed away, so it's not that.
I won't get offended at that because that guy's pretty funny.
When you die, you're fucked.
Yeah, damn. That's when I'm gonna be famous, huh?
You lose your spot.
Don't lie, Walter. You never booked me, man.
I tried to, man, but your prices are so high.
What do you mean? Shit, like I said, I'll go out there for a cranberry juice. They're like, no, I don't know, dog.
Get the hell! I'm definitely not gonna let you get away with that shit. I'm like, hey, I gave you $20. My rate's 40 right now. I like it, but you know what? I kind of like. We're deviating a little bit, but now that you bring that up, let's address that.
Boy.
The way comedians get paid, and how you feel about that,
Or the lack thereof.
or lack thereof. Yeah. I mean, kind of.
Well, I mean, it works both ways, though. You know, like because you could ask for a high price and they'll give it to you, right? And then there's another comedian that's at a lower level that'll say, "Hey, I'll do it for $200 less." The owner is gonna save money, so he'll give it to that guy, and it just kind of takes value from comedy because now anybody could just come in and charge cheaper rates.
But you know what happens to those shows? They don't survive.
No, they don't.
They don't survive. That's the problem when you're trying to save a buck on booking talent, especially if you're a local business.
Yeah.
That's where they fuck up. Because now those people are going to continue to come. It's the same people trying to come. They want to love your spot, and then you give them reason not to. It's like I went to a comedy show. It sucked. It was like one good comic.
Yeah.
And then that right there is like the likelihood of them going back is slim.
No, exactly. Like
Slim.
I just been doing comedy for a long time and that's why I appreciate comedy. And when I see comedy that's not well organized or well performed, and they're just kind of winging it, you know what I mean? With stock comedy, hey, this is what'll get the people laughing, but because they've heard it elsewhere from another comedian. A lot of comics come in like that and they survive, and then little by little they find ways of getting into stuff, you know what I mean? And because when we started comedy, I was 16 and I came up with Jeff Garcia. When Jeff Garcia and Gabriel were like Jeff was selling out the improvs, he was rising. Felipe Esparza hadn't blown up yet. Willie Barcena was around, and I was a young kid at the time. So I got to be around the dudes that put out quality comedy. So when I started seeing all this other whack comedy, I was like, nah, because this is where I learn. And you know, anything outside of that, I really don't like to associate myself with because it almost seems like phony. You know what I mean? Because I came up with the dudes that were like killing it, but the Latino ones. And then as I got older, I started doing the black rooms and in the white rooms, and then that's when I started realizing like you have to keep your comedy high quality. Like it's like you said, the business. You're selling a product, right? Some companies they'll sell you a cheap product that'll last you like a few months, and some companies will sell you a fucking product that'll last you a lifetime, and then they'll still warranty it. So comedy is like that too.
Very true, very
You know
true.
what I mean?
Is that because you came up with that group of comics, is that where you get your truth? Because I know like one of your models is like truly comedy. Where did that come from?
Well, to be honest, I'm just a sensitive person, right? Like when I was younger, I took everything to heart. So everything that I went through, I didn't start realizing that there was humor in it until I got over it. So that's when all that truly comedy started happening, because it's like, okay, this happened to me. Yeah, it bothered me when I was younger, but now that I'm older and I understand, then it's humorous. Like, I'll give you an example. My mom told me a story that when I was 2 years old, they took me to the park to play, and I had a gold chain, and some black dudes jacked me for my chain. See, that shit is hurtful, like, because I'm like, God damn, right? But then I get older now, and I'm like, you see how truly comedy, like, I was a 2-year-old and they snatched my chain. Like, that's not
right.
Like,
what's a 2-year-old need a chain for?
I mean, that's kind of hilarious. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, right?
And you know, they went back and they said, bro, I fucking jacked this 2-year-old. Took that shit right off his binky.
That's fucking
Yeah,
true.
that's what
dude.
I'm saying. Like truly comedy. Like it bothered me because I was like, damn, my dad didn't do anything. You know?
Who was there?
My dad was a marathon runner. He didn't want to chase him.
You just saw him and he was like, he thought about it, he was like, nah, it's all right. Like,
He knows who you say it is.
Yeah. He's like, he'll learn. But that's where it comes from. Just turning my own tragedy into, I guess, well, not tragedies, but just things that I never understood as a kid, and then I talk about them now. And then as an adult, now I understand. So it's kind of like, it gives people a perspective of how much I've come.
Evolved.
Yeah. You
How
know?
has that? Because I know that about you. I know the sensitivity about you, especially being critiqued and being in this industry, and some other players in the comedy game when they just come in and they're visitors or hobbyists or whatever we call them, tourists. We call them. You know, that's been 16 years. Tell us how old you are again right now.
34,
34. That's a long ass time to be doing comedy. What, 18 years?
17.
Gonna be 18 years this year.
Yeah.
Do you remember the exact date you started?
October of 2001. I don't know the date, but October of 2001. Right after 9/11 too.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Hilarious.
Yeah, right after
yeah. You were
9/11.
like, this world needs more funny.
They bombed us, and I was like, I want to bomb too. You know. Like,
This seems like good material.
yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Too soon? Too soon?
No.
No, well, the reason I got inspired is because I saw Eddie Griffin. Well, you know, my brother had bought Chris Rock, Bigger and Blacker, and then he bought the Master P. I Got the Hookup Comedy Jam, and it had Tommy Chun, Eddie Griffin, Freeze Love. What was her name? That black lady. I forget
Monique?
her, not Monique.
She doesn't matter.
I forget her name. Cheryl Underwood.
Okay.
So
Country star singer?
no,
It's
dude.
Carrie Underwood.
Yeah,
Carrie,
all right, man. Come on.
Sorry.
See?
No disrespect.
Get your Underwood, son.
Yeah, dude, get your comedy references.
It's the power of marketing. That's what I thought about right away. See what happens?
Yeah, country guy.
I fucking hate country.
Fucking
Shut up.
offensive.
Yeah. No,
Talk to
so
me now. What's up?
I'm sorry. guys. See what happens? Get the mic taken away from you.
no, so I saw Eddie Griffin performing, and then so I said, man, I want to be like this guy, right? Because he did like stuff, like he did like intelligent stuff.
Right.
So I kept watching him, and then I ran into his movie Foolish, and then I started watching that movie, and then I was like, oh, see, it's a story about a struggling comedian, and it just kind of, and then after that, my sister introduced me to one of her friends that used to go to the Laugh Factory comedy camp, and you had to be from 9 to 16 was the age range. So I was 16 at the time, early 16. So I joined it, and that's how I got into comedy, and
You went to a camp.
a comedy camp. It was like a 7-week camp where we met like Keenan Ivory, Jay Moore.
Oh, shit.
That's when I met
Wow.
Ralphie May, rest in peace.
I never heard of that. I never heard of it.
You must have been the only successful one.
Well, there was this other black chick that was pretty funny, but she never went through, like, because out of 34 kids that went to the camp, only 15 graduated,
How
and
do
I
you
was
not
one of them.
graduate comedy camp?
Because
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah, how did they?
How do you
know
fail
they-
It's a
comedy?
higher graduation rate than most of our races, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I bet.
Are you the first one in your family to graduate?
from comedy camp, yes.
That's not what I meant, but-
Do you have a lot of?
Yeah, from
Do you
comedy.
have how many brothers and sisters do you have?
Oh man, hey, you guys are gonna trip out, but I have an older brother that's 40. I have a younger sister that's 4 years younger than me, so 30. And then I have a younger sister, but my brother is a doctor in education. My sister graduated from the University of San Francisco and is a counselor up in Oakland. And my other sister, she's still finding herself, but
she'll most likely be more successful.
well, yeah.
Well,
because
she'll have a degree or something. Like, but the success is
I'm the
relevant.
yeah.
You
I'm-
graduated comedy camp, so fuck that. That's fine.
No. No, I'm the entertainer, man. Like I had a different story. Like at 8 years old in '92, my parents got divorced. I got sent to Mexico, and that's what I think took me away from being a scholar, because my sister and my brother got their influence from my cousins that went to USC.
Oh, of course.
So they got more of that. I got more of the free spirited.
Were you like over there like building Adobe Huts and stuff?
What? Really, John? I said that was gonna be a pretty no. What do you believe, dude? They were made out of brick.
Or made of clay. Sorry,
I
clay.
believe the
My
roof was
fault.
made out of leaves.
Yeah.
It's cold-blooded.
Yeah, dude, what's going on?
I've been to TJ before.
I'm not from TJ.
That's not what I meant.
from-
Now, did you just basically refer to all
Yeah,
Mexico
I
to
did.
just call it
did.
TJ?
Well, just like when you
Fucking
say
white
like, you know,
people.
Disneyland, like, or, you know.
No, explain.
No, yeah, it's like,
Yeah, they offended 3 people. The only guy loving you right now is the Don.
That's
Yeah.
cool. I'll take what I can get.
yeah.
Everybody walked out.
Yeah, everybody left.
We
as
have
soon
an
as you
audience.
said that
Your
shit.
own father left.
Yeah, his own dad left right now because he's
Damn.
fucking messing up, you know. But another thing I want to talk about real quick is what do I want to talk about again?
Oh, you know, life, love,
Life.
the pursuit of happiness. You know, being American, but not really.
I never saw that movie.
It's all right.
It's all right.
It's because you went to Mexico.
No, you know, talking about like we were talking about
Everybody's
earlier.
offended.
We were talking about earlier about the pay. Obviously, we don't, for the most part, a lot of us don't get paid well. Unless you're on tour and you're lucky and fortunate, or you have a dope ass headliner that likes you and takes you along, then you're getting paid very nicely. For the most part, we don't. So you kind of find a way to survive. We end up doing jobs that maybe we don't want to do. Any interesting jobs that you do currently or have done to compensate for your love for comedy?
hell yeah, dude. I mean, you're not gonna understand. I've been doing comedy for so long. I was doing it full time, and then once, because you could start off with a headliner. Let me tell you that much. But once you start to get funny, you're no longer the cute little guy, my opener.
Mhm.
That's when you become the competition. So
And you can feel that. That part I took to heart. That part I took to heart. That part took me a little bit because I thought they were my friends. I thought they were like, I mean, that's how they make you feel. You know, they bring you on every show and you promote the hell out of it because you're like, I'm working with my friends. Like, yeah, I want everybody to come.
Yeah.
You know, and then that moment happens and the phone literally stops ringing.
Yeah.
The messages stop. And it's like, what
Because
did I
all
do
of a
to
sudden
you?
you're like a threat. You're like, oh wow, it's like he's gotten so good now. It's like,
Yeah.
I
But to
can't
me,
have him like.
at least to me, it was never competition. And to this day, I don't feel it at all as a competition.
it is though.
It is.
It is because, for example, if we're both showcasing for a show, or to go on a tour, you're not gonna try and do better than me.
Fuck yeah.
Exactly.
I'm gonna try to do better than you if we're friends on the same show.
Exactly. So that you can't take offense to people kicking you out, because I was with somebody for a long time and then just things didn't work out anymore, and it was just like I don't wanna go that route.
It's literally like a relationship.
Yeah.
You grow apart.
And then all the people, like, this is the thing. When you open up for a big headliner, all the other comics are watching you. Oh, this guy opens up for so and so, right? And they're waiting for you to move so they could jump in that position. So when I left, the people I used to run with, then everybody wanted that position, and everybody started kind of like poking at me. You know what I mean?
Trying to move you out of the
Yeah,
way.
exactly, and making me feel like I wasn't funny, and that's how it is, dude. Like comedy, you have to have thick skin. You can't take shit personal, because not everybody cares. Not everybody's your friend. You know, it's just business, dude. If you do something for me, I'm gonna do something for you. That's what it is.
That's life.
Like-
That's just literally life. Networking. You connect with people, and some people you connect so well that business partnership never goes away.
Yeah. I just never treated it like a business until I started realizing that my presentation is what makes people want to book me. And then there's the part where they're like, hey, I just think this guy's funny. Because, and because when I get a show, I don't think, hey, I do want to keep most of the money, but I also want to be fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if my budget is $500, I'm going to try and keep at least $150, and then the rest goes to the comics. You know what I mean?
If you did that, I guarantee that's a badass show.
No, exactly.
It's a badass show.
Because what I'm saying is, you can't think, hey, I'm just making money and take the value out of comedy. And that's what I mean. All these comedians that do it for cheap, they take the value out of comedy because they're doing it for cheap and keep all the money and pay nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and it happens, dude. Like, I've done shows where I wanted to keep all the money, but you know what? At the same time, you got to think, you know what, let me distribute this, not because I want anything in return, because I think this person's funny, I think you're funny. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I produced for a long time. I mean, almost like within the first year, I started producing shows, and I've been in positions where literally life kind of put me in a position where I couldn't pay. Like I needed that money, right? And I know that interferes. Then there's also been occasions where everybody I booked said they were gonna do it for free, but some of them were so good that I felt like I had to pay.
Yeah.
Like it was their performance was amazing. That I'm like, dude, here's fucking $20. I only made 40, but fuck it, that was incredible.
Yeah.
You know, I'm running a spot right now in Southgate at the Comedy Post, and I want you to do it. Hopefully, I could get that budget up so I could book you.
It's a really high stage.
Yeah,
so.
you're gonna feel real tall, bro.
Really?
Yeah, it's a
Where is
5
it,
foot
Cudahy?
stage. No, it's a Southgate. Southgate. It's at the American Legion.
Because remember that club in Cudahy that had a big ass stage right there?
It was a club in Cudahy?
Yeah,
Oh, Potreros.
El Potrero, dude.
Yeah, I know friends that graduated from that place.
You want to hear something crazy? My uncle used to be a bus boy there, and on weekends, Saturday and Sunday, he would take me and my cousin there, and we would just clean up the whole club, and then we would just go recycle the bottles
Your
that were
uncle is
left.
a G.
Dude, this motherfucker would only pay me $5 talking about.
That's it?
Yeah. fucking
You
cheap.
know he made a few $100
Fuck
on
yeah.
that recycling?
With all the glass. and then you
I
know,
like how he knows his material.
no, dude, and then my fat, we had a step cousin. He wasn't really his son. It was just kind of because my uncle got with the kid's mom, so we just took him
Kinda
in
how
as
it
a
works.
cousin. Yeah,
So step shit works.
yeah, I never called him a step cousin, but this fool was fat. So what they do right there in Huntington Park is you park your truck on the scale, and then you come back and this fat ass fool covered himself with a fucking blanket. And they didn't see him, and they fucking paid us more because of this fat ass.
Yeah, that's amazing. Wow.
Oh shit, that's paisa skill right
Fuck
there.
it, my uncle's a bison.
That's dope right there.
He got deported already, but he's gone.
Was that place down the street from Cudahy Tacos?
That's
Josh,
what
are
he
you
calls tacos.
hungry?
That's what he calls tacos únicos. Man.
Oh.
Cudahy tacos.
You've been there, right?
That's how he knows it.
I've never. Ever.
You never eat there?
You've never been there? Oh, that's just...
I don't eat Alberto's and El Único. Gavilan, yeah. They have.
What's the difference with Gavilan?
Gavilan is bright as fuck.
Yeah.
No matter what time you go.
Why do you
I think
do
it's
that?
because they assume you're fucked up. I
For
mean, that's
sure.
the only time I've been there. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm drunk, they're open, let's go. But it is super bright. Like, you could see the color of their carne asada.
I think they want us to see the reality of what we just picked up at the club and brought there, and
Help
right
me
there,
nuts.
boom! You really want to go home with this
No, I
shit?
just take tacos.
No, exactly. I'm just gonna take tacos,
I'm
and
gonna
then you
go.
make them pay for their own tacos right there. Like, you know what?
That's like your last chance. You're like, oh, you know what? On second thought, I have to be somewhere.
Yeah,
But take
exactly.
these tacos.
At the club, they just dim it up. They don't make it super bright, but that place is fucking bright. You talked about going there when you're drunk. Speaking of being drunk, I mean, this is Speakeasy Podcast. By the way, we haven't talked about it today, but people, Tony brought this drink, and if anybody's wondering why Tony's not drinking,
Yeah, I bet everyone is wondering. Why.
everybody is wondering, I'm sure, especially all your friends, they're wondering, like, why the fuck is this motherfucker not drinking? He's drinking his normal Mountain Dew because he had surgery, and you all right? Speaking of, you're good?
I am 80% woman now.
Nice.
Full vagina, works, moist.
That's cool.
Oh, you got the moisture working already, huh?
Yeah.
6 days?
It's actually a pump.
Real
in my pocket. Yeah, no.
So you call it the Reebok pussy?
I had an umbilical hernia. It was patched up a couple of days ago, so I had to take drugs, which do not go well with liquor. At least so I hear.
Which is why I'm lucky enough to drink this thing. Explain to people what the hell this is,
What
because
is it,
I'm
coconut?
confused.
That's his panza.
It looks like there's a like citrus skin in here.
That's actually what they took out of me.
That's probably
shit
why
is
it tastes so
disgusting.
They
good.
let him keep it.
It is a.
I
It's
see
a,
some cinnamon sticks in here.
It's a house-made spiced rum from one of my customers, named Tracy. She's super cool. Comes in a lot. She brought that for me. She said, let it sit for a couple of more months, and it'll be good. She brought it for Christmas. So I decided to bring it in this week.
I like
So
it,
that's
man.
been sitting there for 2 months?
Probably a little longer.
Nice.
So she ages this thing, huh?
Yeah.
That's fucking cool, man.
Yeah, she makes her own. She brought me some, a couple of the other bartenders a batch. And,
I'm drinking it straight while on ice. Tastes good enough for me.
Yeah.
I like it. But like what was the term we were using earlier? Medicinal?
Medicinal.
I just
Medicine-y.
said medicine.
You made
It
it
has a
work.
medicine-y taste.
Let's
That's
not
how I
forget
said
that
it.
part.
Let's not.
Right.
Let's not. Let's throw me on their bus. But with all this said, do you drink? And if you do, cool. And if you don't, why not?
I don't drink hard liquor. I don't drink beer. I'll drink a michelada just because it doesn't taste like beer. If you put enough tomato juice.
Have you tried Zima?
Yeah, I don't like them.
Yeah. Oh dang, that's a bummer.
Oh
I'm
wow.
trying to bring it back.
Oh damn.
And when I
That's his
mean weird, I
favorite.
mean
That's his
weed.
favorite
You should
drink.
make that song. We're bringing Zima back.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring Zima back.
Put the petition.
I think
away
it'll
and
catch
sign
on.
it.
Let's try it out. I think we should try it
It's
out.
kind of like sounds like sexy a little.
It does.
Zima.
Yeah.
Zima.
I think that we're gonna get sponsored by Zima. Like if Zima ever comes back,
Yeah.
They're
We're
gonna
just gonna
sponsor
start. We're
them.
just gonna start putting up a logo.
we should
Logo.
sponsor them. They're the ones that need the help.
Yeah, we have to sponsor them actually.
But trying to let you answer, do you drink? And what you don't drink? You said
I don't.
except a michelada.
Yeah, but it's rare, you know.
Have you always been like that?
Yeah, I've just never been into alcohol, and I think it's because since I started comedy at a young age, and we used to do a show in Rosemead where it was packed out on a Tuesday night, and this is when I was still in high school, and my mom would allow me to be out till like 11, 12 because it was for comedy, right? And I got to see a bunch of crazy shit go down because of alcohol, and my dad drank, so just seeing my dad drink and how things got, like...
Was your dad a hardcore drinker?
Dude, put it this way. When he swore that he was going to quit drinking, he used to hide his beers inside the toilet seat box.
Wow.
One time I wouldn't
So he would
flush.
take really long
It's
shits.
not even that cold.
Dude, I know, but he kept them cool. Let me tell you that much.
Like, why is Dad drunk after shitting?
Every time he goes to take
He's
a
lighting
shit,
it
he
up.
just comes out all happy and shit.
Yeah, dude. So if you let me tell you something else my dad did. This is how much he used to drink. Have you guys ever exited the exit on Adams on the 110? You know how coming from coming from the 10
Heading towards Staple or this one?
towards the 105.
Okay, so coming back this way. Okay.
Yeah.
Away from the strip club.
Yeah.
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 So
Away from
the Galen Center. No,
What you mean by that? What you mean by
I
that?
don't know. I'm using a more or less perverted references
Right, right,
around
right.
USC. But so if you ever exit Adams in the 110, there's a school there. There's a rock wall along. It's the exit either goes left, right, or straight. But over here to the corner is that little wall of rock, and it's like the entrance to the school. The right side of it is missing the edge, right? The corner of it.
Yeah.
My dad was so drunk. This fool thought that the exit kept going and crashed into that wall and broke it off. This was when we were like 6 years old.
So that's why it still looks like that?
Yeah.
Because of your dad?
Because of my dad.
Your dad's a part of Los Angeles.
It's part of history.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're like, we're gonna
And they
to
have-
fix this shit.
They
Feels right.
Dude, it's been fucking years.
You're gonna have to show that spot to your. It's
gonna happen again, for
and
sure.
like his grandkids.
My dad did that.
Yeah.
Your grandpa
grandpa
did that.
He
built it, your kids.
No,
No, yeah, he built
didn't
this.
build it.
No, not really.
He didn't build
He
it.
remodeled it.
He remodeled it,
He
yeah.
remodeled it a little.
He re-architectured the
yeah.
shit.
I've always been interested in that aspect of like the parent drinking so heavily that the child is not interested in it. Because there's also the other extreme where like basically you're pretty fucked up too. Like you're gonna drink just as much as they do. Is there a thought process that goes into that, or is it just simply like I'm really not interested in?
Well, early on in my life, I drank. Yeah. But I never felt anything.
Yeah.
I always felt worse in the morning. I never liked doing things that made me feel worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because during the
Fucking
alcohol,
smart people.
no, yeah, during the alcohol, like you're all happy, right? You're all, hey, it's cute. Oh, look, it's doing cute shit. But if you continue to do that,
How old is he?
eventually the cute shit graduates to fucking
Yeah.
something that gets you arrested.
Yeah.
No, dude, I promise you, there's a comedian. He was an alcoholic. This fool told. I'm not gonna say his name for legal reasons. Nah, but I'm just kidding. It's no one big.
Right.
He'll probably still
Probably
sue
because
me.
he drank.
He'll sue me for my asylum. No, but so this fool told me that one time he got so drunk that he blacked out and woke up in someone's office, like a cubicle, and the guy woke him up later, like, hey, dude, I found you on the floor, on the street, so I brought you into my office, and then I came to get you out in the morning. And I was like,
Shut the fuck up.
yeah,
What a trooper.
yeah,
That's nice.
yeah, exactly. Imagine they would have jacked them.
Like, or more?
Yeah, I would have just called the cops.
He's like, so I got a job?
So you need an assistant?
He woke up employed.
Well, I guess that explains why you're not a drinker. You're smarter than most of us.
Yeah.
You know,
It's not about-
I know what it feels like. You know, it's unfortunate because I drink a lot and I like drinking, but now it's like I'm strategic to not feel like that. Instead of stopping drinking, I found a way to like not feel like shit the next day. I know how many cups of water I should have, depending on how many drinks I have, so I don't feel like shit the next day. I know what to eat before. That's kind of sad. Isn't it?
This is the longest that I've not drank since I was 12.
Really?
No, but
With that said, we're gonna come back right now, and we're gonna talk about how long Tony's been drinking, and try to get us in the home. Right? We'll be right back, guys.
Intervention coming up next.
It's not intermission; it's an intervention. We'll be right back. I can believe your ass for a second, right? I truly believe you. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Speakeasy Podcast. We have Juan Garcia today with us. Hilarious comedian. Been performing for 18 years. And he's just getting started. Just wanted to, oh, damn, my mom's calling. So I'm going to hang up on her real quick. Sorry, guys. Totally interrupted that.
welcome
It's
to
a real
our
show.
professional show.
Welcome
about-
to this professional show.
Talk about killing momentum. More like momentum.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
No mames.
You should just quit
Good
now.
job.
There you go.
And that wasn't racist either.
No.
Yeah, it
A
was.
little bit.
Because you're trying to relate to the Latin people, man.
That's
Like-
true.
Like we don't know how to speak
relate.
English or
Yeah.
something.
He really does feel Latin. Like he feels Mexican. And I believe it. Like when he talks about it, like he wishes he was a little bit more
I do
brown.
wish I was a little bit darker.
That's why he kicks it in Latin community.
Let me just burst that bubble, Josh. I tried to be black when I was younger. They told me I wasn't, man. I broke out of
Was
it.
it?
That's why they snatched
They
your
stole
chain.
your chain.
Yeah,
That's what they stole your
That's
chain.
the-
And they stole your blackboard at the same time.
that's it. It was in the
Speaking
80s.
speaking of momentum, I want to hear some live stories, man. You gotta have some good live stories.
Well, before we tell you what kind of stories, we just want to say that you are a part of a rideshare community
Oh shit!
that
Oops.
allows people to partake in rides from one point to another while giving you a monetary gain,
Yeah.
in which you provide excellent service and good quality conversation
Snooze.
if necessary.
Well,
Why?
yeah, it's a cool job, I guess. But if you're gonna do it full time, I wouldn't recommend it because I did my taxes this year, and the tax lady told me that even though you make $50,000 in a year, you spend 25 of that on your expenses, so you end up losing.
Is that true? Does that? Feel
It's true because I have a regular day job, and because of that job, I'm able to sustain everything else, like the gas for Lyft. Because if you go based on making money to fill you up your tank, it almost seems like you're falling behind. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Because you're filling up what, let's say, I have a Scion XB. It fills up with $30. Okay, once I make $30, that's not a gain. It's just me making my money
You're
back.
just breaking even.
Yeah. So then anything after $30 is my profit. But then you still have to remember your tires, your oil, your air, you know.
All the shit that people don't think about.
Yeah.
The little candies that you buy.
I don't buy them candy.
Is your ride all DJ'd out like people could karaoke in your Zion?
Well, I you know, the funny part is that I started Lyft. You start with a 5-star rating, right? And then people rate you, and they get to either give you 5-star rating. But with Lyft, if you don't get a 4-star, it deducts a point from you. I mean, if you don't get a 5-star, if you get a 4-star and below, it deducts a point or points from you.
Does the points affect your money?
Yeah, because what happens is if you're a driver, okay, because Lyft has this thing. If you go below a 4.8, that's below their standards. So from 4.7 to 4.6. So from 0.479 to 4.6 is your deactivation, like.
That's crazy.
Deactivation?
Like- You
Yeah.
gotta step your game up.
So like on Yelp, 4 out of 6, 4.6 is still good, right?
That's not bad.
Yeah, on Yelp, on Lyft, it's like
It's bad.
it's bad. So
Damn,
you in a
Lyft, they
sense,
don't have standards like
yeah.
that.
So
Take your sticker over.
I haven't done Uber, just Lyft, but
I've never
but
ridden
you
Lyft.
but you get weekly feedback from all your passengers. Let's say I did 30 rides, and out of 30, I got 28 5-stars and 2 bad ratings. So my rating is gonna go up. If you get more 4-star ratings than 5 stars, then so they start to pair you up with people with low ratings also.
Wow, so you like
Whoa, whoa,
you're
whoa,
like
whoa.
crack.
Oh, so the passengers.
So
Yeah,
you're
so
They
picking
don't
up, like,
give you the
crackheads?
5 stars.
They don't give you the 5-star drives, which
What?
are like 30, 40 bucks. So that's where customer service comes in. You have to show people customer service.
All right, you
Like-
gotta tell me. Do you try to make them laugh? Do you use
Well-
that comedy juice on them? or
Well,
what?
I don't force it on them. I just start to talk to them, and then I'm like, oh, I do stand-up comedy. And then if someone says, oh, really, where at? That's when I know, okay, they're opening up for me to say, hey, here's some comedy on my phone, listen to it. I've done that a lot, and people follow me on Instagram because of that. And then there's
fucking
people,
start Ubering and lifting just to
Yeah.
get more followers.
yeah, and it's a great way. And sometimes people don't say anything to you. You just have to take them to their place. Thank you. Like yesterday, I made what, $23 in tips. Yeah, dude, I only
Okay,
work-
that's another thing.
I only work
Isn't
5
it true
hours.
that Uber doesn't let you take tips? And
Well, I
Lyft
think
does?
I think they have it now.
They
Where
do have it now. I take it
Yeah.
a lot, and then it's weird to have a thing like where you can like leave a comment or even like give a compliment. They
Yeah,
have that
yeah,
too
that's
on
what
there.
that's
It's
what they do with the Lyft too. But you don't get your weekly summary until Friday. So you let's say you work from Monday through Thursday, then you don't get your weekly feedback until Friday, and then you'll start to see if your rating dropped or went up.
Do you take all that comment shit serious? Like,
Well,
you
in
take it to heart?
you have to.
The sensitive Juan come out again?
No, well, yeah, it did in the beginning because my rating had dropped to 4.79 because I didn't know that you had to play music they wanted to listen to. In the beginning, I was playing whatever I wanted because I'm
Oh,
thinking.
you guys like Chalino? Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you pick up a white guy named Todd, don't like start playing like mariachi music because he will 3-star your ass.
Oh yeah, exactly, and that's why I dropped to 4. I think I dropped to 4.73.
That's probably what happened.
Yeah, I think so. Because I was playing what soundtrack was that? It was called. It
It's
was
bad
this movie-
already if you were playing a soundtrack. Soundtracks are never
We're
good.
playing a soundtrack to Blood In, Blood Out.
No, it was this movie called Bullworth, and
Oh yeah.
remember that movie?
Yeah.
So I had that soundtrack
Steve
on
Martin.
because Yorsi Thomas, this other comedian, he gave me this hacked Spotify account, and I had all of these songs, and then out of nowhere it stopped working. I was like, hey, what happened? He's like, dude, they caught on.
They caught us.
And then I was like, okay, let me delete it, right? So I was playing that, and then it was like you said, it was white people, and then I don't think they liked
I
it.
knew it. I knew it.
And then, so then I started taking the weeklies, what people would say, like, and then I would just, I would actually just take what they said, like constructive criticism, and then I would just clean my car, clean my windows, carry chargers, water.
Like you had like a whole store set up for them.
Yeah, because dude, chargers are important to people that are on the go.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's this other thing that T-Mobile sells. It's a little box that offers Wi-Fi, and you connect it to your car's computer, and then it tells you what's wrong with the car before you get to the mechanic. It tracks your mileage. Dude, I'm telling you, if you have T-Mobile, you could get that.
I think we're plugging too many fucking companies.
It's a
right
lot of marketing.
now.
going
We
on.
did a lot of marketing. T-Mobile, Uber, Lyft got
Spotify.
plugged.
Mexican
Coke. This
Coca-Cola.
segment's brought to you by Coke and Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
That, you know what? That's what I
Losing
think about
companies.
though too, because like I use like the ride traps a lot, and I don't like give a lot of 5 stars. I don't give out anything like 3, but I give mostly 4 because it's like
Why? Is that just And you gotta explain now to us why.
Stop being a
And now I
jerk,
feel
Josh.
bad now.
Yeah,
People have
because
kids.
I want to
Bad.
know. You gotta do some awful shit
Well,
for
here's
me
the
to
thing:
even give you a
is
4.
if you're getting a 5-star, that means the service was perfect.
Okay, but what are you
Well, what's
fucking
perfect?
expecting?
You took me to
what are
my
you
spot.
expecting?
No.
You fucking
I hit
told
a
him-
pothole, Josh.
Yeah, like I want to know why the fuck you wouldn't. Like, what are you expecting as a passenger?
I'm paying money, and you are like, this is a job. Like, I'm not getting a ride from a friend.
But what's the job?
You're taking me to my destination.
I feel like that's
Okay.
all you need to do.
Can you
So
control?
do they always take you to your destination?
That's true. They always do.
Okay, so then what the?
There's
that's
a
what-
lot that
answer my
happens
fucking
inside the
question.
car, though.
Why not? Like,
There's a lot
why?
that happens. Sometimes they don't let me roll down the window.
Are you serious? Yeah. Well then, yeah.
But it sounds to me like you're
music-
starting at a 4.
No,
like
no,
they
no,
gotta
no.
earn a 5.
they gotta earn
You're
that
right,
extra
maybe.
star.
If
That's what you
if we have-
said.
if we
You
have a
literally
great
started this
conversation-
shit by saying
If we have a
that
great
I hardly
conversation.
ever give a 5.
Because it
like,
means it's perfect.
Yell at him back,
okay,
Josh.
but what's
Don't let yourself-
perfect?
Everything has to go right. The music, the temperature,
What the,
the
hell?
experience,
see
the
this shit?
conversation.
You're OCD, I think.
Oh, for sure. So every time I drive with him,
Don't ever request me, dude.
He's totally OCD. Every time I drive him, if I pass a yellow light, tell him what you do.
You gotta touch the roof of the vehicle.
He touches your ceiling. Like
It's for good
if
luck.
it's a yellow or a red light, like it's green, and then like in the middle of the intersection, it turns yellow. He's like,
You know, in Mexico, they're all red.
oh yeah, he goes to Tijuana a lot.
Yeah.
That's where he got his operation.
That's what he got. That's where Tony got his operation. TJ.
Yeah, it was free. Free J.
But
yeah,
dude,
no,
that's
I mean,
fucked up.
No, but I've gotten in some rides where it's like you get in and
Well, that's Uber, right? You never done
Yeah.
Lyft? Well, yeah, that's why.
how is it that different?
No, it's very different.
There
because,
are I get in a lot of vehicles they do both Uber and Lyft at the same time.
No, but yeah, those guys are crazy. I only do one thing because Lyft, what they do is they have better background checks for their drivers. Uber just does a light background check and they'll let anybody drive. I saw.
oh, nice. There you go, Walter. Hit them.
Yeah,
so
that's
you're less
awesome.
likely to get diddled.
No, I saw a Uber driver smoking a blunt with his passenger one time
Yeah.
See, that's what
over
I'm
there
talking
in
about.
like the Inland Empire.
That is a
Exactly,
5-star.
right there.
That's
That's a
5-star.
right.
The temperature was right.
Yeah. We were listening to Wu-Tang and smoking a blunt. You're getting 5
See,
stars.
this is why I use the term customer experience, not customer service. Especially in this space, it sounds like it's about the experience. You know the service should be a comfortable ride, a clean ride, and just get me to my destination. But you want a fucking experience. You want the temperature to be right. You want the music
If
to
none
be
of that's fine,
popping.
then
They
that's
want
fine.
to
But
make
want
out
the
at the red
aroma.
light.
if you want a perfect rating, then you gotta give me a little something.
As long as you take me to where I want to go and don't get lost on the way, I don't care.
And sometimes I get picked up and they want me to sit in the back seat. I'm like 6'7" and ginormous, and they want me to sit in the back seat of a car. You
Now
can-
that I didn't even fucking think about
yeah,
it,
they
to be
do
honest.
that.
I didn't
And
think
I'll
about
do
that
it.
shit at all.
Like I'll do it if they make me, because if they get a little frightened.
Like if I was an Uber or a Lyft driver, I don't want anybody in my front seat unless it's 4 of you. Then I might let you in.
Well,
But
you
like-
gotta check your tire pressure after a bunch of big people. I'm just saying. No, not because of you. I'm saying.
I think you were. Just
No, Josh, I'm gonna tell you the story. One time I
He's
got
gonna take
this,
you
You gonna tell me
recycling.
a story about some other fat person?
yeah, one time in South Central, I picked up this couple and the dude was big. I have a Scion XB, dude. I don't know how this fool sat down and made my car go like that. Like my car's already low to the ground. Like how did it come up like that, dude?
Shocked your car.
And him and this girl were fighting because he got jealous because she was using his daughter's cell phone to call me to find out where I was. So when I get there, he goes, who the fuck you calling? And she goes, I'm calling the Lyft driver, you dumb motherfucker. And then I'm like, I hope this ride is...
Does it escalate?
No, I hope this ride is a short one, dude. This shit was a 20-minute ride, and then there was a lift. It was a lift line, so we were picking up other people while these people were fighting,
Oh, keep going, keep going. What was the rest of that ride,
dude. And
now
then
I'm fucking curious.
it drove the navigation took us through Watts, and then this crackhead jumped in front of my car with his bike. We almost hit him. And then when I dropped them off, they're all, hey man, drive safe. And I'm like, dude, you guys started this negative shit. Since the
Basically, they're saying
beginning.
it's like, hey man,
I want to know
try
what
not
the
to
other
hit any
passengers were
crackheads.
thinking.
No, the other chicks, you know what the other
Don't be
chicks were
calling my
thinking?
daughter's phone no more.
Look, if you would have hit that crackhead, 5 stars I give you. Boom, 5 stars.
No, the other two girls were these two ghetto chicks, Mexican chicks from Compton. And I told them the story of the other couple was fighting before them, and they're like, we're not surprised.
That's our neighbor.
Yeah, and
That's
then
cool.
the navigation took us through Compton where someone had gotten shot, so we had to like maneuver around the crime scene.
Do you get paid extra when you have to maneuver?
Yeah, it was like about like $25.
Wait a second, what? People get shot in Compton?
No,
That's weird.
Common
it's the
misconception.
safest.
What's the craziest ride you've ever had?
Well, the craziest ride I ever had, I would say it was there's a few of them.
Fucking
if
share 'em.
No, so one time I got an autistic kid with his mom, and whenever I would pass up a street that he thought I had to turn on, he would be like, "No, no, you missed the street."
He would punch you?
And then the mom had a way of disciplining him by going, hey, relax, or I'm gonna take away the green tickets. So I guess this kid earned green tickets if he did good things, and then he earned red tickets, which took away the green tickets. It was weird. So she had to like kind of mess with him.
See, Josh, I told
So
you
she
you're
had a weird
autistic.
system.
Yeah, like
Wait, hold on. Did you just call me autistic?
Artistic.
no, artistic.
Because we do,
Artistic,
well, we do similar.
'cause you're a
but
comedian.
Walter and I do gold stars
No,
for me.
he said you're a statistic.
I'm a statistic.
In Compton, you are.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're a statistic, an STD.
yeah.
So that was one of them, and then when was it? 2 Mondays ago, I got this Armenian dude from
So you were in Glendale?
no, I went to Glendale
Okay.
from Chino Hills.
Oh shit,
From
that's a
Chino
big-ass
Hills,
ride.
dude, from Chino Hills all the way to Glendale, an hour and a half, a $60 ride.
Hour and a half?
It was because of traffic.
But is that a good rate? An hour
Dude,
and a half?
$60.
That doesn't
that
sound
good?
like you got a lot of money.
$60
for
in a
That
hour?
sounds bad.
Yeah, that
What do you
doesn't sound good. That's good.
That's
What do you
good.
mean? If you're at a job and they pay you $60 an hour?
Yeah, but
Well,
like you're
yeah, but
paying
You're in a car. I don't know.
$15 to $20 in gas. Chino to Glendale.
Well, no, but then you gotta think. I'm going in this direction, and then I'm gonna be in that city, so I'm gonna get more money in the area.
I get that part. I don't know in my head. It just you fucking hire a taxi to go from fucking Chino to Glendale. That's $100.
Really?
Hell yeah, easy. But they have to, kick down to whoever the hell they got to kick down. How does that work, by the way? Did they take a piece of your pie?
Oh, for sure.
They take 25%.
Damn, that's a nice chunk.
Yeah.
That's a nice
If
chunk.
you signed up after a certain time, then yeah. If
See
it-
now, just doing the real math, $60 to take away 25%, you're not ending up with $60.
No, that's what I ended up with.
Oh, that's what you ended up with.
The ride was more,
Okay,
so I ended up with $60.
all right. Well, then that does translate to the same amount.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
All right,
an
all
hour, in an hour, I made. Well, even if it was 2 hours, I would have made $30.
an hour?
You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
And you're in an air-conditioned car.
Who
You're-
says I use the air conditioner?
Yeah, see what I mean? 4 stars, bro. 4 stars.
4 stars.
4 stars.
I
4
think
stars.
You're in a car where the windows
you
are
just
down.
give people bad ratings just that they don't have a big enough car. Like immediately you're uncomfortable.
Like, if you show up in a smart car to pick me up, like, we have a problem.
I mean, you see the car you're gonna get.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to know how comfortable you were today in
Would
the
you
Toyota
do it on
Corolla.
purpose if you requested someone
When
and
Dan
said
picked me
smart?
up?
Yeah, when Dan picked you up today in the
With his half
in
purple
the,
car?
in the 1996 Toyota Corolla.
We look like the Fat and Furious. Sorry, Dan. Sorry for that
He's
straight.
like, I ain't picking your shit up
Yeah.
ever again.
Oh no! So the ride was from Chino Hills to Glendale, and as soon as I picked them up, I could tell this fool was partying for a few days because you know how after
Ooh, a few days.
after a few days of partying, your collar's all the way like up to here,
Like
it doesn't
like
hold on to your
Josh's
neck
collar,
anymore.
like Josh's collar right now.
Yeah.
Josh,
You were partying all day. That's
Yeah,
what it
partying
is.
all day.
So this fool's collar was like up to here, and then he gets on. He's like, my friend, if I start acting weird, it's because I took Molly. I feel like I'm responsible because my friends took 5. I took 1.
Oh,
I have to get
shit.
home now. Dude, this fool talked from the moment he said that all the way till I dropped him off on his corner, dude. Like I was trying to say stuff and he would just interrupt what I was saying with 15 minutes of more conversation, dude. Like, he taught me about motors. He taught me about, you, my friend, you got to pay attention to the core system. He's like,
Was he a vampire? I'm getting a little
Yes.
The
Transylvania.
core system? Was
the,
it a
core, the
salesman?
court
I'm
system.
getting a little
Oh, the
vampire
court system.
accent going on.
So he's like,
Transylvania.
yeah. It's close to Glendale. He's like,
One stop.
Yeah.
so
Food
so he
bro.
was telling me that the Armenians have taken over the court system because
Really?
you know the register is Armenian, the stenographer is Armenian, like basically saying that Armenians have taken over.
That doesn't sound right.
He's like,
Does not sound
no,
right.
this fool, no, but this fool was saying like, my friend, they launder money. Think about it. 3 bakery, 1 corner, it makes no fucking sense, my friend. Because he's like, falafel place here, falafel place there. It makes no sense, my friend. Why put the same product in same block? And he's like, they're laundering money, my friend.
It's probably true.
And then,
All owned by Armenians?
yeah.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
And then he's like, because he was telling me that the Armenians, well, some of them are Russian. They're Russian Armenians. So that's why you get more gangsters. And then he was telling me about this one Armenian gang that they don't respect because they wanted to act Mexican.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they're like, we don't respect those guys because they wanted to be Mexican. But at the same time, this was like, my friend, I love your music, my friend. Play that music with the accordion.
It's called Paisa music,
Yeah.
sir. It's called Paisa music. That's
So-
what you should- I didn't even know there was an Armenian gang out there trying to be Mexican.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
They're just kind of owning their shit.
Well, I mean, because they imitated the gang members from here.
Also, like gangs. I'm thinking in my head still like nicely dressed ostrich boots gang.
Well, maybe they
Mexicans.
did that too. We don't know about it, but it was mostly gang members.
Interesting. All right. What's going on over here? What's going on? What's
I'm
going
giving
on?
him the signal.
All right.
Sorry, I falafel.
Falafel. We always break the wall. We can just fucking- what's going on back there?
Can you do me a favor? My prostitute is calling me. See if you can tell her wait about 10 minutes. We're almost done here.
We're very honest here. Somebody ordered a prostitute. I'm not gonna use her,
No seas prosti.
but you know.
So as far as the Lyft driving goes, as Lyft rose in popularity, one of the main reasons to use it, and one of the reasons why I use it so often, is because more often than not I'm out somewhere drinking. Now, as a driver of a vehicle, picking and or driving drunk people from one place to another is one of my least favorite things to do in all
life.
things to do. Now, you're being paid to do it, but I'm pretty sure that does not,
I don't even do that. I don't even do Lyft at night.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Really?
I tried it once and I got sleepy and I was like, I can't be out here. I got fucking sleepy. I was like, it's 11 o'clock. What the fuck am I doing out here?
I can't be driving past my bedtime.
Nah,
This
I
is
Just look at the phone. I'm not fucking going that
outrageous.
far.
Nah, I mean,
So what's your cutoff? What's your time?
10:30.
You're like, bro, I
Yeah,
gotta get in
okay.
home in time for Law and Order.
Yeah, because it makes no sense, dude. Like for someone to throw up in your car, and it's hard to take vomit smell out of your car.
Has that happened already?
No, I haven't had it, but I'm thinking like, cause one time I was next to another driver, and he's like, man, can you believe this motherfucker threw up in my car? Now I can't work.
Oh, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That they shot.
Yeah, I mean, they pay you $150 for the cleaning fee, but then you still have to wait for the people to show up and clean your car. That's 2 hours. An hour to get to you or however long, and then an hour to clean your whole car.
Holy
It
crap.
takes a long time to get that smell out.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I don't do it. I only do it from 4 a.m. to 1, and that's it. After that, I go home.
4 a.m. to 1 p.m.?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because look, at 4 a.m. people are going to the airport to work. People go far in the morning, and then there's less traffic, and then you get to places quick. You make in about 2 hours, you'll make $60-$70, and then the requests start to pick up when people start to go to work like at 9, or people.
I'm starting to like think of a career change.
Nah, but don't do it full time. I'm telling you, like.
No, all joking aside, I really have thought about it purely for research purposes. Like that's the only reason why I've
Dude.
thought about it, like to engage with more people.
You will.
Get just hear new stories, like honestly
You,
get
you
material.
will. You'll have fun. I have fun. I get excited when I get a request. I'm like, oh shit, I'm picking someone up. And then what Lyft does is they show you if it's a trip 45 minutes plus, it shows you on the top, so you decide to take it or not. Because you could do it from 4 to 6 or from 4 to 7, and then if it's a 45-minute ride and you know you have to be somewhere in an hour, then you wouldn't take it.
Right.
And and then like I take all the 45-minute ones because it's just a lot. It's a lot of money, like $30, $40. You know what I mean?
Did you ever just enjoy the people that you do?
Yeah,
with?
I get along
You
with
said,
a lot of
have you made friends?
I haven't made friends, but people have followed me on Instagram.
How about a love connection?
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Nah, it's never.
Some known lady like looked at you and wanted to like act out her little
Because you don't think she has a vehicle, so.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like freaking loser.
All right, well, we don't have much time left, so I wanted to wrap back around to comedy, obviously, but aside from that, back to the truth of comedy. We've been doing this show for a few weeks now, and one thing that I've come across is that aside from us being very candid, you know, just kind of letting it all out there, obviously I have a format, but for the most part it's kind of just freestyling. There's a lot of comedy in truth, and as serious as I may sometimes be for the show, it never stays that way, you know? And I feel that after seeing you perform, I mean, having known you as a performer for quite a few years, there's a lot of truth on the stage when you're up there.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is I can tell when someone has a scripted set, I can tell when someone's struggling to find their next joke, I could tell when someone's like looking through their phone, they're trying some new material that may not work, but
Yeah.
fuck it, this crowd sucks, let me try it anyway.
Yeah.
And every single time that I've seen you perform, it seems like you're literally doing this. You're sitting around and you're just like, fuck guys, like I remember this one time I was on the basketball court, this motherfucker, blah blah blah, you know, like and I appreciate
Amber
that.
Alert.
Yeah, like this one of his jokes. You should check it out. With that comes the idea of truth, and I think that you hold true to that value. So before we leave, I just want you to wrap around back to that. What does that mean to you, not just as a comedian, but as a person? Like there's a lot of confidence that you exude on the stage,
Yeah.
you know, and I feel that all of us have different levels of confidence. I'm the biggest egomaniac I know. I think I'm the best at everything I do.
Yeah.
But I also don't do much. So when you're on stage and when you're off stage, how does that translate into?
Well, it translates a lot because I play ball, you know, and those are some of my jokes, playing ball with bigger guys.
That's basketball people.
Basketball. And then so sometimes I have to guard bigger guys. And in that it taught me how to think big.
How tall are you?
I'm like 5'2", 5'3".
5'2", 5'3".
That's what I
people.
put in my license. I'm really 5'1". but so playing with bigger people, it teaches you how to adapt. So like that's where the truth comes from. Just me adapting to adversity. That's where my comedy comes from. Adversity, just things going wrong, and how am I gonna make it funny? Because obviously when I'm feeling it, it doesn't feel good because I'm just like, dude, I'm getting sued for $45,000. That really happened to me. How am I gonna make that funny? You know, so I went ahead and said, okay, when you get sued, you got served. And I was like, oh, the dancing competition, I need to fucking twist it into that. I thought they wanted to battle me at the courthouse, and I don't know how to dance. You know, like that type of stuff. It's just my tragedy.
I never heard this story. First of
That's
all,
pretty funny though.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I got sued for $45,000 for an accident, and that's what I made a joke out of. You know what I mean? And it just kind of came out of my own fear at the time, and then I just said, okay, I'm over it now. I'm ready to express it. You know what I mean? So it's
Do
like,
you have a particular way of navigating through the delivery of that joke?
well,
Like, do you even have a writing technique? Do you have a style? How do you go about doing your comedy?
I don't
preparing.
know. To be honest, I don't know. I just go off. Look, Walter, I'm not gonna tell you my secrets, man.
Do you write
You asked
stuff
me
down
that in
though?
the first section.
Do you write your stuff down though, like on a pen?
I don't. What I do is I talk about what bothers me, and how I react to it.
You do seem pretty angry on stage sometimes.
Do I?
Yeah, but like a farcical angry. not a real
I
one.
don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Sorry, I do that a lot.
Farcical how? Like I'm here to amuse you?
You know, the medicinal farcical.
Funny how?
No. Walter, he's a big boy. He knows what he says.
You know, you're funny. Like haha funny.
Like haha farcical or
Haha, medicinal or haha
Yeah.
farcical?
Maybe I'm a little confused here, but
maybe you should
Funny
drink
how.
some
Talking
medicine.
shit. He's talking shit.
farcical.
I got a pin if you
Yeah.
want to stab him in the neck.
Well, from one good fella to another, I really appreciate having you on. This
Hey,
was a great conversation.
thank you.
Want to just wrap it up?
Sure, man. Look, I don't think we're done. He's gonna be back. I guarantee you that. I personally just I'm thankful that you came to do the show. You know, we had a go-go dancer who's gonna be here. You're way better. You're hotter.
You hear that? He didn't have
funnier.
to say that to you.
You know, like
Did he?
I didn't have to say that to you.
That's
I'm
what this
keeping it
fan's here for.
Truly podcast.
She was gonna perform, but
That
we
fan
got
was for
you.
her, but fuck it. You know,
Hey,
you were way better, a lot deeper. I don't think the substance would have been as good.
All right, cool.
We'll have her next week.
For real though. Follow Juan. Tell people where they can follow you.
Follow me on my website, trulycomedy.com.
You can find everything there. Trulycomedy.com.
Or at trulycomedy84 on Facebook and on Instagram. Find me.
Find them, people. Thank you
Hit
guys for
him
joining
up on
us.
Lyft in West Hollywood.
Yeah, my face is kind of creepy, but I have a 5-star.
5 stars.
5 star. 5 star, baby. 5 star. So again, thank you, Juan. Thank you, Josh, Tony. My name is Walter. Speaking to Podcast, episode